Hey Fortnite fans, I am back and I have brought Lexa Mecha Fusion with me as well as other Hasbro Fortnite action figures. Let's take a quick peek at this windowless plastic-free packaging from Hasbro. Doesn't it look awesome? Doesn't it look cool? No window there, but this, gosh darn it, tells you exactly, shows you, doesn't tell you, but shows you exactly what the figure inside is going to look at, right? Oh, you say this is just a digital render? You know, surely Hasbro would put actual product photography on the box, right? Oh, I guess not. Sorry, that's a little bit, was it passive aggressiveness? Anyway, let's get this piece of whatever it is out of the way because we're here to look at the real figure that you should be getting inside of that box. So she comes with 4 accessories and we will begin taking a look here at the Null Claws. As soon as I get them both picked up here. So we've got the Null Claws. They just slide over the hands and attach to the wrist via that hole right there. Next we have the Mecha Fusion interface back bling. And as soon as I get it in the right spot, you can see it really well. Down here, there is some clear right here. There you go. Actually, it's best to do it here. There are some clear pieces sticking off to make these look like they are floating, I'm guessing. And there's some clearness, that's the mold inside there. And finally, she comes with the Storm Scout sniper rifle. And this looks, I have to admit, it looks very nice. The purple color I really like. And it even has like lightning from the storm or the storm crackles going up and down. It looks really cool. I love the look of this. It's not just a wrap, but it's the style of sniper rifle. That's so cool. With all these fun and neat accessories, I'm kind of surprised that Hasbro didn't release the Hyperboard as well. It's Lexa's glider, and it's essentially like a drift board. And you know, that would have been really cool. Just add one more thing in, maybe add a couple bucks to the package. I don't know, maybe make her a mini deluxe, whatever. But anyway, that would have been pretty cool. Near the end, I'm going to show you exactly the best way I have found to attach these harvesting tool claws to this figure. It may not seem immediately apparent, but let's take a little zoomed in here look at this figure. And I want to point out, so this is an anime figure in game, so it's got some shading on it to make it look anime-ish. So if you notice, there'll be some things like this. There's this light gray color, kind of just a random triangle here, and there's dark and light colors there, and even up here on the face, you'll see it looks to be like a violet or a very light purple. All those are paint applications in an attempt to make this look more like an animated style skin. Personally, I don't care if the figure looks animated. I would care if an anime character in game was supposed to look animated to make them look animated. But I just want a really cool looking action figure, whether it looks actually animated or not. But I think Mecha Fusion, even though there's a lot of people out there, maybe you're one of them, that didn't want this version of Lexa. You wanted that default, the regular version of Lexa, and I hear you on that one because that would have been a pretty cool figure as well. I'm guessing somebody somewhere just decided, hey, this looks cool, it's a robot girl. Maybe they didn't think Lexa in the default form could sell. I don't know why, but this is who we got. Maybe they thought, well, we could repaint this several times because there are several different color styles of this version of her. But either way, doesn't really matter. This is who we have, and the figure looks cool. I think this turned out so much better than a lot of people were thinking. I've heard some naysayers here and there. A quick look at the articulation. The head rotates fully all the way around. She's got these big shoulder pads, so lifting up her arms, well, that's about as far up as they go. She is single jointed here at the elbow, so her arms tilt up about that far. She does have this kind of weird gap there at the waist, if you can see. Oop, I just poked her belly right there, and that's simply because of the articulation there, but there's really nothing hiding it. So I think this looks a little weird and a little odd just to have this gap whenever you're like bending around. Like say you have her bent over just a little bit. Look at this gap. That's kind of bad. I know they just can't add a belt or anything to this figure to hide that, But man, maybe if they would have been able to sink down the torso just a little bit. If you wanted to do the splits, because of the armor on her thighs, she can go about that far. She could sit, generally speaking, normally, so that's a plus. She does have pinless, double pinless knees, and her legs can go up about that far. Otherwise, she's got other standard points of articulation, except it seems like she's got no calf or boot rotation right down here, even though there's a cut. You see right here, there's this line, there's this line. Looks like this may be a Lynx incident. Oh wait, interesting, maybe mine's frozen. This is the one I tried first, it wouldn't move. All right, let's backtrack everything I just said. The right leg rotates just fine. And apparently I'm gonna have to put this under some heat or hot water and get this rotating, because I thought I was gonna break it. So that's cool. I'm glad to have been proven wrong on camera and corrected, so that's cool. So if either of the calves or the boots don't rotate, it's time for some hot water or some hot air. Maybe it's just me with the hot air, I don't know. She can bend back actually pretty good, and she can lean forward about that far, so not nearly as good. This is a cool looking figure, I think. Let's gear her up, and to begin with, get her standing up there. To begin with, I'm going to show you how I put on the null claws. So these claws have this like little circle shape there. The idea is they go right over the hand, and you could work your way and get them eventually over the hands, but golly, that is a lot of work. Instead, I just pop these hands right off, tuck this hole right over there, and it snuggles right there nice and easily on the wrist. Now you could just keep it like this. She doesn't need her hands back on necessarily unless it looks really weird. But if you're posing in such a way that you don't see the inside, you just see the outside, then maybe leaving the hand off would be good, so you can pop this thing off and on as you want, to your wishes. But if you're nuts, sorry, I don't mean you're nuts, but if you're nuts, and I still said you're nuts, but I don't really mean it. If you need that hand, then you can just pop this hand right back on. Yes, I really do apologize to calling you all nuts. I'm not really meaning that you're crazy. Because I'm kind of a nut. I would have to have this hand on myself, so that would make me a nut. Anyway, so let me see if I can backtrack out of that one before digging myself deeper in a hole. This hand, I've discovered, is a little bit more difficult to get in there, the left hand, but it can work, and I find it to be the easiest way to put on her harvesting tool claws, and she looks pretty good, if you ask me. So you could put this other claw on. However, it's a little difficult for her to hold. Wow, she died. All right. Who sniped her? The Storm Scout sniped her. No, I'm just kidding. But if you want her to hold this, you probably can't have her wearing the claw at the same time. The claw. So here she is with her Storm Scout rifle. Let's see if I can get her into some awkward pose that doesn't really make a lot of sense, because I'm doing this reaching around the camera. There's her back bling, the Mecha Fusion interface. And yeah, she looks pleasantly awkward, doesn't she? Very pleasantly awkward, right? This is Lexa, and overall I think this is a nice figure. I think the accessories are pretty cool. I don't see a whole lot wrong with it. I don't think they necessarily had to do the extra little shading here for the figure to make it look anime, but I'm sure some of you will like that out there, and so that's for you. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.